come true, I'll tell you.
The first time, right?
First time.
Wow.
You start out with getting the assignment, and then you start out with sketches. You have teamwork on sketches. You know, just ideas coming out of your mind, okay? And you're sketching these down. And then through all the process, and to this point, where you're actually sitting in the vehicle that you worked on with a very talented team to, you know, go from the sketches to this property is a phenomenal feeling, and I feel privileged and honored to be part of it. So here we go.
What do you think of the sound?
Fantastic. That's another thing we've had a lot of discussion around. To me, that cars like this, I have a 69 as well, and it's got a radio, a stereo in it, and all that. But I never use it. To me, the sound, the exhaust it's part of the spirit, and to me, that's the best driving music you can have is to hear that sound. Driving my car and then getting into this, the future of Camaro is a dream come true. And that's what I think is important about this vehicle, this new Camaro, is that it has to have the spirit of the original, the heritage aspect of it, of the original car. It has to have that spirit, but has to be done and expressed in a new way, taking full advantage of all the advancements that have been made since 1969. And to me, I thought that was very important to be expressed in this car, not only in its function, but also in the design. It has to telegraph that, yeah, it's a Camaro, but at the same time, this is the new Camaro for the 21st century, and I think it's got that. Now, you know, I'm seeing the hood and the power bulge, the fenders, just the feeling of the canopy, the cockpit, and the windshield, the gauges. I can relate it all back to my car, but this is all it's new. It feels very tight, very you know, a lot of tension, very sheer, and it has a unique personality all its own. Being a father, it feels like it's one of your kids. That's what it feels like. In a mechanical sort of way. You know?
Your baby.
It is a baby, yeah. But again, I represent a very talented team that worked on this, designers and most certainly sculptors. I mentioned about going from sketches to this point. I'd like to acknowledge the sculptors as well, because just as you have talented designers and engineers, sculptors are key in taking that 2D napkin sketch or whatever you have and translating it into 3-dimension. And the team that worked on this just did an outstanding, just a spectacular job of coming up with these beautiful surfaces that the designers sketched, and in a very short time, just a matter of a couple of months, this vehicle was sculpted. And to me, that says that's an incredible accomplishment for anyone. I've driven street rods before, like 32-4 street rods, and one thing about driving those, it feels light and agile. They feel light and agile, almost delicate. This one does not feel delicate. It feels very powerful, but it does feel agile and sheer and very light-footed. And the surfaces kind of convey that, how the hood kind of rolls off towards the road. But you've got this power bulge, so you know there's power under there. And I think that's a big statement, and I think that's what's unique to cars like this. That says that's a very muscle car cue, having that power bulge. And if you relate back to the 69 where it had cowl induction, and again, it's all part of the message that really, I think, has something for all your senses. You know, you can smell the leather, you can smell the interior in here. You certainly hear the exhaust note, feel the wind rushing, and then you see this wonderful surface out there, and all the surfaces on the interior as well, while you're driving. And I think also too, just the simplicity of the interior. The gauges they're easy to read, but they have a lot of flair, kind of an artistic flair to them. The gauges. The other part of it is tactile. You know, you feel the wheel, the deep dish steering wheel right now. The shifter, obviously, we've been having a discussion whether automatic or manual. For me personally, that's also part of the thrill, part of the entertainment and the interaction satisfaction with these types of vehicles is the feel of it, the actual motion of shifting. You're totally engaged in these cars. How could you not love it? I go back to when I was a kid, 68, 69, before I had a driver's license, 13, 14. And I remember seeing these cars out there on the road, and they were just awe-inspiring. Whether they, and it was all, the Mustangs, the Bosses, the Z28 Camaros, the Cudas, all of them. I'm an enthusiast of all of them. I'm a GM guy. I love Camaros. I love Corvettes, and like I say, I have a Camaro, but that whole feeling those cars projected as a kid left a definite impression in my brain. They just sear your brain with these images, and they inspire you for a lifetime. And that's why I'm a designer today. It's because of those cars. Over the years I've been involved with GM design, I can see it, and the talent is there. It's just allowing that talent to do what it does best, and that is design beautiful vehicles. And whether it's here or one of our other global design studios, this is where I wanted to come when I initially came in the business. And when I talk to young designers who have come in, and some that are out when we talk to folks at schools, to me, General Motors offers the most wide range of vehicle types. And to tell you the truth too, the folks I've talked to, as far as a place to work, just great people to work with. Absolutely.
And they are letting design.
To me, it's letting design do what it does best, and understanding that design is, in many cases, a differentiator between just the huge assortment and options that the customer has today in these vehicles. Definitely, you have innovative technology. You have requirements that everybody has to adhere to in each and every region that somewhat make it more challenging to create differentiation and unique vehicles. But to me, and again, being a designer, maybe I'm somewhat biased, but I think design is the key to really making General Motors stand out.